All right, happy Friday. Happy Friday, and welcome to part two of our Ready to Love recap. I'm Crystal XO, one half of the conversation. Of course, we know the other half is
Scorpio Mo. What's happening, everybody? Crystal, happy
Hey, I'm good.
Friday.
I couldn't even get my normal intro in because I was just ready to get down to it. Ready to get to it. First of all, I want to start by saying welcome, everybody. I'm glad you guys are here, and I'm glad you guys are here on time. But I want to say congratulations to Will Packer and his entire team and the OWN Network and every single cast of Ready to Love, because tonight's episode marked the 150th episode of Ready to Love.
Okay, that's a dope achievement.
150 episodes of Black folks who have a little life under their belt trying to find love. And realistically, the show, regardless if they find love or not, I think it interests us because most of us are, can relate, to the people on the show in some way. Maybe not a lot of ways. It may be a little, it may be a lot, but you can relate in some kind of way to the people on the show. What do you think?
No, absolutely. And congratulations to them. That syndication money. Let's be clear with that.
Facts.
But now, congratulations to them. And yeah, and with that many episodes in the can, and I would like to know the percentage that actually found love and stayed together.
Well, it's funny because I was going to play a clip, and I just felt like we just didn't have time to play games. But there was a clip that Tommy posted with some of the couples. I know Sabrina and Walter were like DC and Potomac from different seasons, but they're together. And then the second season here in Atlanta, there was Mario, Reva, and Tondi. He left with Tondi, ended up with Reva, but on the clip, he and Reva were together, but sources have told me that they are no longer together in real life. So I don't think that we have a really good retention rate for Ready to Love, but it is entertaining. It's entertaining.
Hey, I'll tell you that off camera, but okay. Way, and somebody try to run with it, but we'll talk.
You know what?
I have an idea, but I don't want to give our idea away and somebody run with it.
Okay. Oh God. He's already met. I told Gun Boss you had a new edition, grand opening, grand closing. The new edition is gone.
Well, I wasn't even gonna bring it up because of that, but yeah.
Yeah. He didn't. I didn't tell him. That. PC Serial Mom says there is not a good retention rate in real life, though, too, Crystal. That's true. That's true. Especially when you think about how we meet people now, how many people that you meet in real life, Joy and Clifton, I believe so. I saw Clifton at the this past weekend. I did not see Joy, but I'm assuming they're together because I also saw Chris Fletcher and did not see Miss Nell. So anyway, let's do what we didn't do last week. Let's get into Best Dressed. I put up a photo when we first started tonight. I just want to run a few photos of the cast by so you all can get an idea of what we're looking at tonight. Here now. All of the cast is not in that photo, so I'm just going to run through these. There we go. There's Rose and Rose and Angie. Over here we have Coley, we have Shanice and Fritz. Jesus God, we got Eddie, and Eddie and his jacket shirt. There we got Cam, we got Naeem, we got Khalil, Cisco, Here we have a close-up of Kiara's dress. We got Jay here. I'm not really sure about those blacks, if that's black on, it's off black on dark black on green, okay? Here's another close-up here. Let's see who we got here. This is a full-length view of Kiara and Rose. Here we go. We got Deanna and Hussein in a dress shirt. Naeem, blue. Yeah, there's Taye in a black formal. A good shot of Khalil. And yeah, I think that's it. And then last but not least, just an up close of Shanice. So just that's the biggest picture. I mean, that's the best views. We didn't really get to focus on every single person like they do some shows. Let's start with worst dressed. Can we do that?
I think we can.
I think there's plenty of opportunity. There's plenty of nothing but space and opportunity.
Now, while we're saying this, let's be clear. Some of this is just a little fun, and some of it is a lot of truth. And don't feel the way, I'm pretty sure you have other stuff in your wardrobe that could be better. So don't take this shit personal, y'all.
But they do, and I don't understand it. But I will say, again, my disclaimer, anyone who goes on reality TV, even the best dressed, have bad days, right? Even the best dressed, I think to me, J-Lo is somebody who always gets it. She comes close to being one of my favorite on the red carpet. But sometimes she gets it wrong. So if J-Lo could get it wrong, you're damn sure that a Ready to Love Philly castmate can get it wrong. It's okay. It's no shame. Let's go. Let's start with the guys. Who is your worst dressed male?
Can I say inappropriate?
You can.
Eddie. He's not the best. He's not the worst dressed, but he's the most inappropriate.
Okay. I agree with that. I will agree with that.
Nothing wrong with that on. He's wearing it to the wrong place.
Well, can I ask you where exactly you would wear a pastel colored lumberjack shirt jacket? A flannel pastel shirt jacket. Where would the appropriate location be for that?
The mall, perhaps.
The mall in Philly. Okay, let's get it close up.
Appropriate for the mall in Atlanta. Let's be clear.
Okay, all right. There's an up close of the flannel shirt jacket.
No.
It's a shacket. It's a shacket because it does. No, because it's not a shirt, but it's also not a jacket. But it's a shacket.
Those were in style at one point.
They were, because it's layering, right? So you have your undershirt and then you have that layer. But I just am concerned about the color coordination on this. When is that pastel ever appropriate?
With a Timberland boot or Air Force One, it might not be better.
With some jeans?
Oh, absolutely.
Please. Okay.
That's the only thing you can get away with is jeans.
I don't know, but what do you think about that dark color, that the shirt underneath it? Because I would think if you're going to do that, I would do a white shirt underneath it with some jeans and some Timbs or some white Air Force Ones.
That sounds about right there. You got to keep it simple. You can't do too much. Once you got something that busy, everything else got to be simple.
Now, I do want to say, because Eddie is probably the best looking guy, or at least one of the best looking guys on the cast, if somebody else had worn that, oh my God. So even though it was bad, I think the ladies weren't as outraged as they would have been on a less attractive, shorter man.
Yeah, I mean, they had a few jokes, but
Yeah, they did have some jokes. I think they said lumberjack. but that's not lumberjack colors. All right, who was your worst dressed female? Shall I run through?
Yeah, because I got almost a tie, but one of them is a hair and outfit combination.
No, right.
Those were in a. All right, boom. No, go. Deandra.
Deanna?
What's her name? Deandra, right there.
Yeah, that's where I went first. I knew what you were saying.
Yeah. The hair and that blue.
Yeah.
How she's fitting in the. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know. I don't know whose idea that was. If it was hers, and somebody be like, somebody she knows. She's trying to give them some. Like, especially with the hair, it makes it look real cheap.
It does. It does.
That's you don't look like you work at the firehouse. You look like you work down the street from the firehouse.
It almost looks like when a black girl trying to look like old school Pamela Anderson goes wrong.
There you go.
I do want to say, I want to give it a disclaimer.
Yes.
Deanna is, I think, in my opinion, she is absolutely beautiful. She's a beautiful girl.
That's the thing. The contrast between what she is and what she's doing right now is for me.
Which is crazy because I feel like, and it's ironic, you guys can join us in this irony. It's ironic that Eddie, who also is attractive, and Deanna, who is attractive, actually, they both dressed horribly, but because they are so attractive, it didn't come off as bad as it could. And I don't believe they're going to connect, but he tried. He shot a shot.
Well, he was there, but he messed up.
Yeah, he's unserious. But it's just funny because both of them are very attractive. I would say if anybody else on that cast had that wig and that dress, there would have been a huge emergency. But because she is so pretty and she is, so she's very shapely, I think it wasn't as big of an issue as if somebody else, I'm not going to say who else could have had it on that could have caused trouble because you guys already know what I'm talking about. So I think if their outfits had been on other people, oh my God. But I think she's a drop dead beautiful girl, but that yellow wig, it looked like Baywatch, like if you were dressing up to be Pamela Anderson in the early 90s.
Yeah, is that powder blue?
It looks very powder bluish, and the wig looks like it came from the party store, not the hair store.
I hate that because it looks cheap on her, and she looks so much better with the natural.
Yeah, but like I said, she's so pretty. She's really a pretty girl. But yeah. All right, my worst dress.
Yes, let's hear
it. Eddie was bad. It was inappropriate, but I'm.
There you go.
Because what is this happening over here in the side pocket? That's a different color than is up here at the tie. The bow tie.
TV does that. Maybe it's the TV lights.
I don't care what it is. It's wrong because that velvet green and then that bow tie on the side, and then dare I say his pants did not match his jacket. Because when he was backstage after Kiara made it clear that she was moved on with another my man, and he was talking to Naeem, and so I saw his pants. First of all, they were not tailored appropriately, and second of all, they did not match that jacket. And that jacket, because it has two different blacks and two different textures, it really needed the pants to match and to be fitting. And so Jay is my worst dressed. I hate to do this because our girl, let me go find her because, oh God. I'm gonna have to say Rocky was my worst dress. I'm trying to find a more up close. I just I didn't like it. It just looked like it was, and I think because of the dress, you can't really see it up close. Rocky, and then I'm gonna say it, and also Coley. I thought Coley looked like she was auditioning for a
And
cartoon.
what is that thing with her hair, Coley?
That's what I'm saying. It was the hair and the dress. I didn't understand it. And then later the commentary also. But we'll get into that. Let's go for best dress. Come on, let's go for best dress.
I forget the brother's name with the glasses that has the braids coming down to the front of his face.
Yep, Wayne. Hold on. There he is.
I noticed that from the first part of the reunion. I was like, him.
Yeah.
That is the best dress to me.
Yeah. Me too. I'm gonna tell you why I like this. I like the vest. I'm a big fan of a man with a vest and a tie. I think it gives you some formality, but it gives you a little bit more flavor than a suit. I think it fits him well. You can tell that it's not too formal because obviously nobody else is super formal here. But I mean, it's some weird. I guess there was no color. Usually at reunions there's like a color.
Right.
It's just random colors. But I think he looks good, and I think we didn't hear anything from him at all, but I did like what he had on. I would say the next person would be Cam.
Right. My second.
Yeah. And I would also say my third would be Fritz. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that suit there also. I think for the girls,
my pick for I'll just say mine to get it out the way. I know minus the gloves. But you had to remind me through text that she had. I was like, damn, she did. My best dress was Taye.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you on Taye. But I did have an issue with those gloves. I will say this. I'm not a really big fan. I'm trying to see if there's another shot of her. I can't find one. But I'm not a really big fan of girls wearing black. I'm not like, unless it says wear black, I don't know, like the black evening gown added, I think you had a little bit of a color. You add a little pop of color, but I like a pop of color, either with the shoe or something, because black is so.
I just think
unless you're formal. This was not super formal like that. But I just didn't like the gloves.
I think black is always safe and sexy.
She looked very pretty, and she's a very naturally pretty girl. She looked good. I just didn't like the gloves, but everything else was good. Yeah.
So this time you didn't like the gloves.
Shut up. Okay. I tried gloves before. A lot of people were saying that they like Rose's dress, but no, I did not like Rose's dress. I mean, kudos to those of you that did. It just left. I mean, I should never see. This is too much. I just feel like that was too much. I'm not sure what's happening with True with the fur at the top. Overall, what would you give? I would also say I would like to give an award for the most unnecessarily extra outfit of the night. And I would give that to our man Cisco. Where was he going compared to where everybody else was going?
I was about to say something real disrespectful. Somewhere I don't know. Brother. I like it with the workout guys. I don't know if they know. We can still see you. We still know what it is. You don't have to. You know what I mean? It's almost like you're trying too hard at this point, and you don't have to. We see, we know.
They said Cisco looks sexy.
With the no shirt over a velvet.
I think it was and again, this is all just opinion. Nobody has a degree in fashion. I should bring in somebody that does, but I did not. I don't think he looked good at all. I think it was just too much. I think it was just too much. It was too. Somebody was like, "Does he have chesticle? Like it's chest cleavage?" And you can tell that he's gonna fill out his clothes any way possible. But I'm not gonna say he was worst dressed, but he was definitely the most extra unnecessarily and did not look. I didn't think that was appropriate for that.
What I'm saying, hopefully, brother, he owns that. Because if you gotta take that back, I know it got oil all on the inside of the lapel.
He can't take that back, but I bet what happened is he probably had someone, because a lot of people are stylists, and style is all opinion, right? I don't think there's any such not wet velvet. Ooh. I don't think there's any such thing as right or wrong. I think we're just having a conversation, but at the end of the day, you do what works for you. But I bet you a stylist told him, I can get you right. We're gonna do something. And I don't think that he picked that out. I think a stylist picked it out for him. And if he was doing a Chippendales commercial, maybe only if he was gonna take that off or rip the pants off on the sides.
No woman picked that. If he is a stylist, that stylist is a member of the LBC community.
I agree. Yeah, the stylist was definitely not a woman, because a woman, a well-tailored suit on a man is very attractive.
And he got the body for it.
Got the body for it, but the chesticles out. It's just not. You just don't. It just no. Anyway, not even an Old Spice commercial. Like I don't. Dion Cole doesn't want to do anything like that. It's just too much. It's too much. All right. Moving on from the fashions, but we want you guys to let us know who was your best dressed, who was your worst dressed. Some of the guys, like somebody said Hussein looked good. I mean, he's a tall guy, he's tall and thin, so he's gonna, he's not gonna look bad in something, because I mean, it's easy to look, like even in that shirt, he's tall, he has broad shoulders, he's not gonna look bad, you know what I mean? But I'm not. Yeah, we'll move on from dressing. But yeah, he didn't. I don't think he looked bad. I like Cam's suit. I just didn't. I'm not real big on the color of it. Oh, that's not. Sorry.
Cam, his complexion and the color, I thought it went well. He pulled it off.
Yeah, he did. He definitely pulled it off. It definitely fit him well. But let us know your best and worst dress. If you guys are watching with the replay, let us know your best and worst dress. If you liked to see a little bit more skin and all that, and you liked Rose or Coley or Felicia, not Felicia, but Shanice, whatever. Let us know who your best and worst dressed of the night was. Moving on to the conversation of tonight.
Yeah. Oh, Rose. A rose is a rose. Oh, Lord. No, it's not.
Every rose has its thorn.
Yes, man. She was out for blood.
Again, we ended and started with Rose. That's why I really didn't even want to start, but we didn't have a choice but to come right back here. I want to say this. I was talking to one of my girlfriends earlier. This season made history. We have never had a person acknowledge sleeping with two different members of the cast at the reunion. We have never had somebody come in and basically, as Naeem said, with a loaded clip and attempt to assassinate numerous people on the cast. And one of the things that Rose kept saying that really irritated me is that she felt robbed of her happy ending. One of our chat, someone in the chat earlier said that when you're dating, we all know when you're dating, things don't always go your way. That's why people are single. So people get robbed of their happy ending all the time.
That's exactly. I was at the massage parlor one. Never mind. But listen, here's the thing. You go in there with the expectations that this could go either way. And once you found out about your number one, it didn't go that way. How do you feel robbed about the number two? So that lets me know you're willing to take anything. And no disrespect to those brothers calling them anything. I'm just saying you are here just to get caught up in someone's net and be with somebody opposed to the one you really, you see what I'm saying? Because once your number one is out the picture and anybody that goes behind that, I would think would feel away. You know, slightly.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. She says she got robbed. Also, I want to point out that she said when she was let go, when Cam told her that they didn't feel like she was ready to love, she said, "You all didn't see Rose. Maybe they saw Rose. They just didn't like Rose."
Thank you. I'm glad you said
that is a possibility with all of us, not just Rose. Like there's a possibility that a guy got to know you or a girl got to know you and they decided, I don't want that. And I think Hussein had a right. That's why I'm so glad that last week Tommy checked her and he was like, you can't say that he drugged you because he had you as his number one the whole time. He didn't like something, which he has a right to do. And he said he could not move past it. He has a right to do that. That doesn't mean now if you have given up your goodies, that's on you, man. But that's not on them.
And I think that was more than he didn't pick her, the fact that she did that and he didn't pick her. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what somebody else said. But then can we just go back to the timeline? This show aired, this reunion was filmed 2 months after they finished taping.
There you go.
2 months after Cam chose Sahara, Cisco chose Taye, and Jay chose Kiara. And you have left that show and circled back and had a full relationship with Cam. To the point where you're pissed.
Right?
What?
They did use the word relationship, right?
Well, what I want to say is that she said that she was helping him move. She was helping him move. So if you are at a man's house, you guys are being intimate because she claimed they always use condoms. She also claimed that she was looking through his phone and she saw text messages, right? That suggests that you feel like you guys are in a exclusive situation. Are you looking through someone's text messages if they're not, if y'all ain't? So you left Hussein. So you shouldn't even have been mad at Hussein because you done doubled back.
That's what
had a whole relationship. Why did you come in here pissed at this man when you done been over at this man's house laying up with him and helping him move?
Legs up in the air. Exactly.
We don't know if that's what they were doing, if that's how they did it. All we know is that they did something.
Okay.
And we know that, but the fact that she was angry at Hussein and said he robbed her of her happy ending, but then you tried to go make a happy ending with Cam, who you knew was not into you as much as he was into Sahara. So much so that you said he fought for Sahara. The way that Cam fought for Sahara is how Hussein should have fought for me. So you already know that dude wasn't into you like that.
Thank you. That part.
Rose needs some help.
When she was like, you're expressing this, and this was the second guy.
The number two that wasn't really into you.
But see, the confusion is, and I think she tried to spread, she tried to, like, with the shirts, right?
Yeah.
The house. Yeah. It's like, hey, I'm gonna show love over here. But that's why I was just like, when she said my bags, right? and you wait to see who does it. And that's the energy that you go with. But she spread herself out, and it didn't come back the way
it did not come back.
There you go.
It did not come back. But see, this is the thing. Somebody says, the Swan Beauty artist says Hussein was playing the game. He was barely texting the ladies. Is that playing the game? He was not pressed. One of the things that Naeem said when he was on the show is that in Philly, the girls weren't going to chase and the guys weren't going to chase. Y'all remember he said that? He said, I ain't chasing her. Because Naeem didn't chase anybody. Eddie didn't chase anybody.
I mean, you present something and you wait to see what happens, the energy you get back from that.
The only person that did chase somebody was Jay and Cisco, and that did not work. So
we're going to get to that. I like it. Yeah.
I'm just saying, no, I'm saying nobody really was chasing. So I don't think Hussein chased her, but I do think Hussein made it clear that Rose was his top.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And you know what? I got mad all over again when I remember, because I watched last week again and saw how she tried to embarrass him, because we all saw him say that when he lived in a group home, he felt rejected. He felt some kind of way. And then for her to do that to him, and it was for no other reason. It wasn't just him. She just wanted to embarrass everybody because she was mad that she was single. I even feel like why did she even get in on the conversation with Eddie? He didn't like her. I'm like, why are you going to him? You were never even somebody he was interested in.
There it is.
He's not from what we saw. So it's like she was angry and felt entitled to somebody, picking her, which is why people kept calling her pick me. But I'm just like, and it was very unfortunate to watch. But the fact that she started and she never did she was out in the hallway crying to Kiara that these two men played me. No, baby girl, you played yourself.
You rolled the dice, but from what I understand, she was throwing up. She was really, but it might have been triggered by something else. So we can get into that, but yeah, I mean, but I just think she had a lot of other issues going on and it just all came out. I don't understand why she thought that the number 2 was going to give you the same energy. Well, I guess the number 2 or number 1 is based on how you feel and not how they feel. Is that correct?
I don't know. I think that she's delusional because she kept saying she knew that her connections with the guys were not like anybody else's. She is delusional. And she thinks that saying a little thing like your game is paper thin, girl. Like you trying to make sure that a man feels buying Cam stuff, trying to get close and telling Hussein that you guys like. It was just really, her game was really weak, and she thought it made her better than everybody else. And I hope she didn't feel like that she's not one of them girls that thinks the sex makes it better, because that never works. Never works.
I know it reminded me of something. I know someone that he paid for a woman to go with her friends to a trip to Miami.
Okay.
Just because he had another woman coming in town.
And she thought she's special.
Right, because she was going to stay, because he knew she was going, but then something happened, her money got funny. But before he knew her money got funny, he already had something else coming in.
Yeah.
So he paid for the out-of-town trip. So that's what I mean about like the shirts, the distraction. Look, I'm going to pay for this. You go play with this while I go.
But you can't, as a woman, that doesn't work when you're in this type of, first of all, a woman shouldn't try to play a man's game ever. So she tried to get mad at Cam because he spent the night with Sahara. Girl, please. That he was going to do that anyway. How you going to give him some shirts and expect him to, come on, while you in there getting busy with Hussein? Come on, this delusion. Nikki has a good point. Nikki said, did y'all hear Eddie say that maybe whoever told Rose he was in a relationship probably had whatever she had? And did. And
Ooh.
did.
Ooh.
And did. I did pick that up. First of all, she had no business getting in his business. What the hell was she doing that? But do I believe Eddie had a chick? Yeah. I do.
He answered it. Yeah, it's all good.
Even the way he didn't want. Now, why do you think that he didn't want? We're going to get back to Rose because there's so much here with Rose. But we believe that Eddie's in a relationship. Absolutely. I'm just saying it was none of Rose's business because she wasn't one of his people. So after she did all that she had to do with Hussein and Cam, she really just should have shut her mouth and just minded her business.
But wasn't Naeem gave us, in our interview with Naeem, he gave us the same energy. He told us there was a woman. He put sidelined her. He told us it was something there. Let me be. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mary, I said Eddie is a type to never be single, and he is.
I mean, because you base that on what you think his options are, not on what his heart feels.
That is true. We did talk about the fact that maybe the ladies gave Eddie a hard time because of how he looks. Coley didn't reveal anything. Coley barely revealed her. Coley has a hard time. Bless her heart. Back to Rose.
I'm gonna tell you who Coley remind me of.
Jesus Christ.
I can say it because I know she don't watch the show. Shelly. Who we had on the show?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
She talks like her.
She does. It was just like, girl, what's happening? She winked. I was confused. Why do you think that Eddie did not want her to kiss him? I think he liked Deanna and the other chick more. And I think he didn't want them to get upset with him. I don't think he liked her.
All of that. I don't even think it necessarily have to be like, once you do that, you make it look like I chose. And I haven't chose yet.
Yeah.
It's cool that you on me and, showing me this attention or whatever. But once you get to the kissing and all that, that's kind of hard for me to explain. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I understand. A lot of women do that, though.
D. Swan said, beauty artist said Eddie is probably a younger version of Cisco looking for women who got the bag. I did have several other people that asked about if I thought Eddie had stable employment.
The money thing never came up on. I wouldn't put that on him because that never came up. The one thing that did came up that seemed to rub the women the wrong way was the fact that I guess he wanted a traditional woman, or what he thought. Let me be real clear. What he thought was a traditional woman. He
did make a lot of comments about he wanted a woman to clean up and do all the cooking, and he just didn't want to do none of it. He does not want to help.
And he don't want to help in that position. I would assume that he's taking care of everything else. So I don't think
you would hope. That's not always how it goes. Sometimes they want you to do work and do that. It says he's a general contractor. It also says he's 31. So, yeah, Deanna and Eddie, I can't see being a match at all.
Not with none of them, no.
No, Deanna is serious about her job. And did y'all realize the reason that Eddie said he wanted to take her out is that when she said, I may talk to you on the weekend and then on Wednesday, he was like, I could do that. I like that. Eddie said, I got room to fit in somebody I talk to 2 or 3 times a week. I have room for that on my roster. Deanna was being polite. She ain't serious. I think she likes how Eddie looks, but she's not about to play. That's one thing you got to respect about her. I did watch her interview on Little Black Book, and shouts out to Kojo. That was a great interview, and she seemed to feel very comfortable talking to him. But I don't like the way she treated. She explained why she treated Cam the way she did. I think 2 things can be true. She claimed that Cam was very arrogant and that he was trying to basically kind of check her about the fire station, that they're at rival fire stations. But she still didn't have to mention him being short. And she didn't. She said she was trying to take him down a notch because he's cocky. I think men and women do that to each other. She also said with Hussein, she got upset because he gave her a look. I think Deanna she probably has a lot of work to do as far as like not being so defensive, because Kojo tried to get her to see that. She didn't really see it, but I think that she's defensive, but I also think she's just trying to be smart. I do think Tommy made a good point tonight when he said that her being a firefighter, specifically in Philly, like this is a different energy, different type of culture, different environment. She has to be ready to fight fires. And it sounds like she's high, one of the higher ups. And if she's cupcaking on the phone with her dude all day, all night, she may not be in the headspace to go out and risk her life to fight a fire.
And that could be true. I'm not necessarily mad at that. Some people can cut things off. If she's not like that, then that's cool. You gotta understand, in Philly, there's a lot of row houses. It's not like a lot of times it's a unit. If it's a row house, it could easily spread to the next house.
Yeah.
So we got. So I respect that. And the streets are narrow, and you getting through, navigating through that, it is a lot. So, and I understand that. And you got people that are work. This is, for her, it doesn't seem like it's a job, it's a career.
And she's very proud of it. But I also think the reality is if she genuinely wants a relationship, she's going to have to learn how to do the hard work to become more vulnerable and to make time for a person who proves they're worth it. Now, was Cam worth it? No. Probably none of the guys on this show.
No.
Real talk. We're not worth it. But her way of handling people. See, this is the thing. How you talk to people and how you deal with conflict tells us more about you than the other person. So even if Cam is arrogant, which I believe he could be, I also believe he could. I believe he could be. I don't want to. But I think that her taking that route with it tells us more about her than him. Because all you have to say is, you know what, I'm good. You don't have to insult his size. The way she spoke to Hussein was condescending, unnecessarily, because he was not condescending to her. So I think that she's trying to protect herself, but one of the things that you do when you protect yourself is you keep the bad people out, but you also keep good people out. And obviously a lot of the guys were very attracted to her, but and probably more men are as well, but her energy, that defensive energy, is not the type of energy that a partner is going to want.
Here's the thing. You're 1,000% right. A lot of times when people, especially her in a situation like Cam, you got two straight shooters. A straight shooter by himself could come off arrogant.
Right.
And when you have two of them, it's almost like a sword fight. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta be real careful. And they don't realize that's what it is.
Yeah. She is, I agree. C. Rochelle says Deanna is a classic case of emotionally unavailable. And I think a lot of people become emotionally unavailable when they've been hurt. They've gone through a lot and they're trying to protect themselves. But like I said, the problem is with life is we are responsible for not only healing ourselves from the hurt, but also making ourselves vulnerable after we've healed to be able to open up and love again. That's your responsibility. It's nobody else's responsibility but yours. And I can't imagine. And I know from somebody, I'm speaking from my own issues. You remember this, Mo? When I was dating, I wasn't a firefighter. I didn't have a job that was anywhere near. And I do think that's a very important job. I was a publicist, entertainment publicist, definitely not as important as a firefighter. I wasn't saving lives. I was just making people be able to make more money. You know what I mean? And get bigger opportunities for movies and television and stuff like that. So I'm not comparing that at all. But I was very busy, right? And so I remember I told this guy, he asked me when could we go out? And I was like, I didn't have any availability for like 2 weeks. And you told me like, if that was me, I would be like, forget it. And I was not trying to be an asshole or bitch. I just really didn't have any availability. But guess what? I was single for a long time because nobody wanted to wait 2 weeks to go on a date.
I'm glad you said that because that reminds me of the text. I don't care how busy someone is. It don't take 3 days to text somebody back. I don't come on, stop it. Like, I don't care if it's a one-word text or an emoji, but you don't like. To me, I don't go for that. And when I see that, and it was like, oh, I'm not with it. She said that, and I was just like, you're not that busy. I don't care.
And I think even with her, I get that she has to stay in the zone, but they work what, 24 on, 48 off.
And they live at the
so joint. You could still be like, but guess what? When she gets enough of this, and if she really wants to change, she will figure it out. But how she's moving right now, from what we saw, it's going to keep a lot of amazing men out, and because it's just not making space. And you have to make space for somebody before they come. Somebody said, Crystal, I bet you made space for your new husband. I had to fix myself first. Trust me, if I met Gun Boss and I told him I wasn't going to go out with him for 2 weeks, Gun Boss would have had dates with at least 3 or 4 other girls in that time. He would not have waited for me. But I had learned that I was the problem, right? So I kind of I didn't even know that till Mo and one of my other guy friends was like, what is wrong with you? That is ridiculous. Like, I wouldn't want to date you. And I thought I was like, let me pencil you in, sir. I got an opening in 2 weeks. And I did not know until they were just like, what? Anyway, back to Rose. Can we get back to Rose? Let me ask you this. Do you think it was wrong for Tommy to ask her, was she intimate with Hussein, after she admitted that she was intimate with Cam? Do you think that was wrong for Tommy to do?
I can see how somebody can say it was wrong and put her out there or put her on the spot. But at the same time, it's like, I think it was a test, because if this was your number one and you stayed the night there, but you wind up sleeping with your number two after the fact, did you sleep with your number one? And you in close quarters like that. So could it be uncomfortable? And could some people look at it as that? Yeah, but to me, okay, if you're going to put homeboy on blast, and I know you stayed the night over here, I'm not going to put you on blast, but I'm going to put you on a platform or set the stage for you to tell us yourself. And she did. And I don't like the way she did it.
What do you mean?
I want to be low key about it. I do what grown people do. No, you didn't.
No, you did not do what grown people do, Rose.
You didn't say that with Cam. Well, Cam, we did what grown people did. That's not what you said. You see what I'm saying? I still have energy with that.
Yeah, it was. And I don't think, I would say this, I know people are coming down on her because we're just saying what right is. We're calling a spade, but I don't think she even sees herself. I think she really came in feeling like she was the victim. And I do want to say, I think in all the years of Ready to Love, I've been privy to some of the behind the scene conversations, and a lot of people were intimate with a lot of people, right? And so there were a lot of people that never came to the camera. But the difference with her is, and why I don't think it was wrong for Tommy to say that, is because those other people that were doing what they did behind closed doors, doing what grown people did, they didn't come trying to out and embarrass other people. The fact that she came trying to make Cam look bad, she basically said Hussein had been to jail. She said Cam had a baby on the way. She had no receipts for any of this stuff. She was just trying to. Then she said Eddie had a girlfriend. Like, so the fact that Tommy, like, what, girl, like, what? The fact that you are going at other people means that they're going to come back at you, and you look crazy. At the end of the day, Hussein didn't look crazy. Even Cam, who I do feel was playing in everybody's face, didn't look crazy. She did, because you're playing the victim, but nobody has done anything to you.
There you go.
Oh, you put yourself out there. You said this man has shown us that he cares about her, but you went over there and dealing with him. And I'm not saying Cam didn't probably try to holler at her, because Cam was trying to keep everybody on to the last minute and probably beyond. But if you fell for it, how is he so controlling and no narcissistic? You learned all that while you were sleeping with him for 2 months?
Anytime, how long is this process? They say, some said 6 weeks. I thought it was 2 weeks. Is it 6 weeks?
No, I think it's, let's say, between 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
But they don't see each other every day. That's when they have production stuff.
Okay. See, when somebody's that emotionally invested and tripping all like that, I'm assuming that they did something.
Yeah.
So when I see Sahara, when I see Rose, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm
like, did he hit? And that's the real reason why you wanted him to suck it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
touche. Like, I didn't think about that. Maybe that's why Sahara was so upset that he had not made his choice.
He already knocked it down.
That also makes a guy less motivated to make his choice if he's hitting everybody.
Or if it ain't right.
Well, he still kept, but you know what? I think
he liked Sahara though, because he came on at the end. Before they even got to Rose, he was trying to.
He was. But maybe that's because maybe he just wants to keep knocking everything down. Cam was seeing everybody. Because do you think Cam was really trying to see Fritz's chick, Shanice? And first, I just want to go on the record saying, do I think Fritz is really serious about Shanice? No.
I don't. And he almost giggles every time he says a little lie. It's a light smirk on his face.
He did. He was like, when he was like, that's my woman. I was like,
nigga, you don't even believe that. I see the corner.
He did it. He is full of games. I'm telling y'all, he is like a Marceau. He is full of games. He ain't really into her. He feels like it's going to be a fun time. They haven't even been on a date. They've only been texting and talking, and she's been sending prayers.
But here's the wild part.
Why are you sending prayers and taking off your clothes? Do one or the other. Pick one.
That's a great point, because that is quite confusing.
It's contradictory. Stop.
No, but you know what? I told you about the chick who I know she got saved, and then she started sending me Bible scriptures. It confused the hell out of me. Because just the two, anyway. But my thing is this: you're 1000% right. So when you see a woman like that in Fritz, and you see what she did for homeboy Cisco, pardon me, and you might do what you need to do.
What was that? You said what she did for homeboy. Yo.
She had to open.
She was nude. It was full nudity.
Yeah.
Full nudity. And I'm not. And I saw somebody said that she suffered from SA. I understand that, but this is the thing.
Talking about that. Like, come on.
No. She brought it up, so I do want to address that. Okay, because nobody deserves that, but that's not what this is about. That's not what this is about.
Thank you.
This is not about that. This is about the fact that, again, Philly, Ready to Love Philly, made history because nobody else had full frontal nudity on a date. I can understand if you want to do something sensual, but the fact that you would bare your whole titty and have this guy right on you and have your vajayjay exposed. Come on.
But here's what I'm not sure if women are aware, but when guys see that energy over there and then nobody picks her, then comes another guy that'll come and see that and come in, feel like he can come in and fill that void and save the day. She did all that and ain't nobody got her? oh, I'm gonna come in and
This is
say
gonna be a good ride. This is gonna be a lot of fun. She says she likes nudity. And I will say this. It sounds to me, and I'm saying this with all due respect, you've gone through a lot of abuse, physical and SA, right? And you know, she mentioned that she was homeless. It's a lot to unpack. Maybe there's more healing that needs to happen. And maybe once that healing happens, you may not be so ready to take off your clothes on camera when you have not been asked to do so. You have not been asked. No, there's nothing wrong with nudity. I think God made our bodies beautiful, but if you are looking to be with a man and to get married, you may want to consider that he may want that for himself, not for the Ready to Love audience. So if you're trying to be a wife, I'm just saying, maybe do some more healing, and or make sure you get a man that's cool with you being nude for everybody, which I do believe that Fritz is okay with that, but Fritz does not want you to be his girl. So I do think that there's more healing that needs to happen. Bless her heart. But I would not suggest she go on any more shows taking off all her clothes and inviting men to paint their name on her naked body. That's wild.
I thought she was healed. I thought that maybe, and this is, I'm not even gonna say male perspective. This is from
right. Right.
Maybe prior, before all these things, or right after whatever things that happened to her in the past, that she was shameful of her body, and she got healed, and that's when she became part of that and came out of her shell. I thought that was part of the healing, or that was part of our process.
But if that is, that could be, and she's still on the journey. Maybe she wants to show it because she's no longer ashamed. But I'm saying, if you want a husband, if you want to be ready to love and to have a man that will cherish and appreciate your body, perhaps you shouldn't show it to strangers before they have expressed interest. Because Cisco, he did enjoy painting, but he never saw her as his top. He never was into her like that. He was always into Taye. So maybe you need to be a little bit more careful with who you decide to unveil your goodies for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. I could be wrong,
okay.
and I'm okay with it.
I'm trying to figure it out. That's what I got from it, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
I think two things can be true. I think that you can get to the point where you want to say, I know I'm okay, but when you know that you're really okay is when that you know you're okay without getting validation from others. If you still need validation from other people, then you're not really okay yet. You still got a little way to go. And there's no shame in having a little way to go. There's no shame in that. But you can't say I'm healed, so therefore I want to show it to everybody. Everybody don't appreciate that. Cisco didn't. Cisco saw her breasts, painted on them, and then said, but Taye's beautiful. Don't play with Taye.
No, I just think he had a number one, and no matter what he could have did, it could have shook it. Had she did that for her number one, if she had one, then we wouldn't even be having this conversation. It'd be fine.
But what does that mean? Gumba said if she don't have an AP on, she for the streets. I don't know what AP is, babe. But yeah, we were talking about Shanice and the whole her being with Fritz. We think Fritz is playing in our face. Fritz could not even really keep a straight face.
In my opinion, he couldn't keep one.
I didn't think so either. He said
and then for her to go out there and put Cam. Now, do I think Cam was joking? No. I think he was serious. And then,
I didn't know that. Okay.
Because sometimes you throw the energy out there.
Yeah, I'm just playing unless you're gonna do it.
That part.
Yeah. Yeah. Cam didn't take her seriously. He was feeling her out. But the fact, and you guys know, it irritated me that he said that he could be a boy toy, because again, I don't believe those are the ramifications or the qualifications for a boy toy, but you know, he was not joking, but she was also entertaining it. That's another thing. She pointing the finger at Cam, but you was on the phone. You was on the phone. She wanted. It was a lot of pick me's.
I could say these brothers. I mean, to me, once you touch one, or it's tainted. Like, you don't think they talk. Like, think about it. Like, I would be. That's too close too close quarters for me. Like, to mess with women. I don't care if it's the same job, they in the same field, they know each other, they know the same people. I stay clear of that. You know, I've never been caught anything like that, but I see it and I'll be like, yo, you would really take that chance to, like, you know, they can talk, right? One note, they all cool. I don't know if they all cool with each other, but they all cool with somebody else in that circle.
Yeah. That Cam said she came on to him first. I would like to point that out about a lot of situations on this show. Do you guys realize when Angie came on to Cam, like when women see the man that they like, and you know that men are not unable to talk. I don't know why women think that. Are you gonna do this or am I gonna do it? Who gonna do this? If he ain't asked you for his number, he doesn't want it. Why are you? This is my opinion. You don't have to go try to hustle no dude into getting your number, because he's gonna ask the girl that he's interested in. Y'all see, Jay had no problem getting what he needed from Kiara. Cisco had no problem getting to Taye. He didn't want it, and the guys that the girl came on to them every single time, it doesn't work.
But if I know that you know that's my number one and y'all all talk, I'm never going to ask you for your number. I'm going to let you give me your number, and then if anything goes down, be like, you gave me, I ain't asked you for nothing. You're not supposed to holler at the one, you let everybody else come to you.
See how Mo just gave us that game and probably didn't even realize he was giving
No,
it.
I'm saying it because that's real, and y'all getting it wrong. It's like, oh, he wants to talk. He'll holler at you. No, he won't, because he knows if anything goes down, I holler at the one girl in the group. Everybody else holler at me. Now, could I put energy out there? But I'm never going to ask you, because if it ever backfires, you can never say, well, Mo tried to get my. No, I did not.
I did. And did you see how everybody, even when Kiara was talking about Jay, Sahara was like, no, Kiara was always it was always all about Kiara. I liked him. Whenever you like him, but he likes her, you're going to lose. Philly ladies, you're going to lose. So there's nothing you could do. Taking your clothes off and letting him circle your new titties is not going to make him pick you over Taye. I'm just irritated with that. It's not going to work. Put the titties away. Put the titties away. You know, I have a problem with that. You remember we were in the studio and the girl was taking off her clothes, and I said, ain't nobody even asked you to do that yet. And if they do, they should pay you.
I'm gonna correct that story. The titty was out when she came out the booth. And when she came out, nobody said nothing but you. We all seen it, but wasn't nobody gonna tell her titty was out, but you.
Yes, because I didn't understand why she took it out, because nobody had requested it. Same as with Shanice. Put it up. If somebody asks you to see it and you like him and you feel like and if that's what you want to do, girl, or if I was like, girl, you are not even getting paid. This girl was not getting paid to be in there. Was she getting paid?
I don't recall.
No, she was not getting paid. So no, keep your if you want to be one of them chicks that gets the money, wait till the money's on the table. The worst thing you could do is be naked for free.
That's not the worst.
Naked and he doesn't even care. Naked, and it didn't even make an impact. And he still, you ain't gonna play with Taye. Taye's beautiful. You ain't gonna play with Taye. Meanwhile, you just show your titties. Damn it, man. Okay, let's move on. Shanice, cover it up. Cover it up. Jesus Christ. I understand you like nudity. Be nude for the one that wants you, baby girl. Are we back to Rose? No, I'm just kidding. Moving on. Let's go to Kiara and Jay. Let's go to Kiara and Jay, because I feel like after all this season, when I saw they weren't together, I was like, they just wasted not just 6 weeks. They wasted almost a year of our time. They started out in the beginning, took a long break, and then came back and wasted our time, because the only couple who actually seemed to really like each other really wasn't that deep, and it was all BS. Yes, the way Kiara dismissed Jay, well, she dismissed my man tonight, showed us that she don't care.
That's because of her ending. Like, we'll get to that. We'll start from beginning to end, but it is because of her ending she's able to feel comfortable and have this careless attitude about it. But in the beginning, she had a problem, and there was the situation with Sahara, and that was, meeting the family. But,
did she really like him? Or did she think, this is my theory, and I told you this earlier. I think she said that she was spoiled.
She did say that.
She said that she was spoiled. And sometimes when a woman is spoiled, yes, she spoils herself, but she also likes other people to spoil her also. Out of that cast, the only man that even seemed like he had the potential to spoil is Jay. Jay is the only one that said he was in a long-term relationship, the only one who really wanted to get locked down. Everybody else was kind of moving and shaking.
Spoiled to you?
I think that Jay was the only one that was going to boo her up that fast. Everybody else was still trying to figure things out. She said when she first met him, because he was so into her, that was my man, my man, my man. Nobody else was doing that.
But this brings an interesting point. Okay, so to you, that equals, if he's on you, that means he's willing to spoil you.
Yes, the other guys weren't even getting numbers and moving quickly. At least I think that she felt like he's gonna like me more than I like him.
But I don't understand how that equals to spoil, though.
Because, well, first of all, you have to get to spoil. If he's not pressed, he's not even asking for your number, not even acting like he knows who he wants out of the whole group, he's certainly not going to spoil you.
Okay.
I think Kiara looked into the mirror. I think she felt like...
Did she?
I think she felt like that Jay should be happy to be with her. I do.
Okay.
I do. I think he was talking about being, wanting to be in a relationship. I don't think any other guys were talking like that. The only other guy that really said they wanted to be in a relationship was Cisco, and I don't think Cisco was into Kiara.
I still don't get to the spoil part. It just makes me like you a lot.
Can I just say, as a girl, that usually when a guy likes you a lot, that's when he spoils you. So then when you get with them because you think that they're going to spoil you, and then they don't, you be like, nah, I know he ain't giving me no trouble. I know you ain't giving me no trouble. I know you. What?
Apparently he did.
And exactly why she left. And she had no hesitation, no patience. Not you.
Somebody done told you wrong.
Not you not wanting to spoil me. Not you wanted to be all about you. Sir, look at you.
And maybe he was, but because she listed a few things, and one of them was maybe he didn't have the means. That's what I'm going for personally. I'm going for, if he was like that and he didn't do it, there's a good chance he didn't have the means to do it. That's why I said it doesn't always, because he likes you, it doesn't equal to spoil you, or maybe it does and he doesn't have the means.
Let's see what his job is. Let me pull it up. Hold on.
Whatever it is not enough to get a skincare routine. We can tell you that right now.
That's another thing. That's another reason I knew she didn't like him. Because if you liked him, you would have fixed it. You would have taken him to get, wait a minute. His job is direct.
His what?
His job is listed as direct support professional.
The fucking what? What?
On the show, it said cybersecurity, but in the notes from OWN, it says direct support professional.
See, have y'all ever had somebody make a resume for you and you give a time and they be like, nah, that's not good enough. This is how you should word it. This sounds like one of them.
I thought he did cybersecurity.
It sounds like some made up shit to me. That's what
it does. Direct support. What?
They're trying to redirect you to another title that makes way. That don't sound right.
Direct support professional. Okay, all right. Well, it's okay. So to your point, maybe he can afford it. Maybe he can afford it. But this is what I want to say also. Can I say this?
Yes.
This is what I want to say to men. When she is bougie, because he kept saying she's bougie but down to earth. That doesn't go together.
It sure don't.
Bougie and down to earth are contradictory terms.
That's a fact.
So, and I would just say, I can neither confirm nor deny how I know this, but if you think the girl that you're interested in is quote unquote bougie, and you don't have you are a direct support professional, you may not have the means to accommodate that bougie lifestyle, then you probably you should never assume that the girl is going to like you enough to give up her lifestyle. Say that one more time. Never assume that a woman is going to like you enough to give up her lifestyle. So when he kept saying she's bougie but down to earth,
he was hoping for more of the down to earth part to fall. I'm just telling you. Don't ask me how I know. But
I don't think she got played. I think she kicked him to the curb once she got all her TV time, and
you see, and then she didn't get played. She good.
Yeah, he picked her, and he could have been trying to save up during that month, because I told you guys when I went out with that guy, and he told me, well, just wait 2 weeks, and I was like, if you got to save up 2 weeks to take me out, don't do it. Just save yourself the time.
Naeem told us that they took care of a lot of stuff.
They did. So that meant that they didn't have to pay for those dates. So that meant they could go out all the time.
Thank you.
Yes. Somebody says Kiara gives dating drug dealers. That could have been.
I don't get that.
Yeah. She said that she likes. I just hope. Now, I want to say that it was 2 months. She was off the show for 2 months, and in 2 months she has a exclusive boyfriend. That sounds like somebody that might have been around the whole time.
And here's the difference between men and women. Women are smart enough not to give any information that would even sound like some shit like that would happen. Now, as we've seen through Naeem and this brother right here, Jay, not Jay, pardon me. Who else was it? It was just somebody else that and Eddie, pardon me.
Yes, Eddie. Eddie, yes.
And women are crafty enough to like not allude or leak any of that. And then here's the other thing. If there was another guy, he's not gonna tell. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's not gonna tell. He's not gonna tell. But a woman is gonna tell. She's gonna come out. So if Eddie does have a girlfriend, we should be hearing from her in 5, 4, 3, 2 social media. That will probably happen. I suspect that will happen soon. But don't do that, Tasha. Jay just wanted the fupa and chalupa of Kiara. He wasn't serious.
Hey.
I don't think I think he really liked her. I think you could tell. I looked at his face when she just when Tommy says, there any chance? She's like, no, because I moved on now. And she just dismissed him when he went back to the back. And then Cisco and Naeem tried to ask him, was he okay? And he was like, you know how many bitches I got?
And I'm surprised Ona let that H word slip out like that.
And I really don't believe it. Do you believe it?
It depends on when they aired. I mean, when it could have, if the show aired.
I don't think he's that type of dude. I think he's a good dude. He probably don't have the means. From his family talking, and I think he really wants to be in a relationship with a girl. I don't think the block is lined up like that. Because any girl he's dealing with is going to help him do some exfoliation. And I just don't think that's true.
No, but I don't understand how that, I mean.
Probably cut his hair.
But women talking about they like medium, whatever. And then if the first part of this.
Hold on, because I saw that and I text Mo immediately, Kelly.
Oh, you talking about the massage?
Yes.
Okay, I thought I was tripping. I was going to text you about that. He was giving
Naeem
a massage during the break, and I was like, oh.
That was very strange. Oh, I texted my girlfriend. I was like, why? Let me read y'all what I said. I was thrown off. And then I was like, well, maybe he was just doing it for a second. But then I looked back and he was still doing it.
I didn't even want to look back. I turned away from the screen. I couldn't take it. I'm glad. Okay. I thought I was tripping. I was like, did I just see what I thought I saw?
You did. I can't find it, but I was just like, that is cringe. I don't understand why he was massaging his shoulders. I saw that and I said, yes, but why is Jay massaging Naeem's shoulders? That was weird. I was like, that was cringe as heck. Y'all didn't see that?
I'm glad other people caught it, because I was about to text you and be like, did you just see what I saw?
Oh, I saw it. And I'm telling y'all, I was like, let me look away. And I looked back and he was still going in. And I feel like Naeem was kind of like, I don't feel like Naeem was relaxed. I feel like he was kind of like, because, it'd be one thing if a dude be like, you've touched another guy right here, but he was going in. What would you do? What would you do? What would you do if a guy did that to you? I need to know. I need a response from a man. Any other man that's watching this in the chat, let us know. What would you do if you're sitting on a sofa, not after you play even after you play the game, but sitting on a sofa and another dude is standing up behind you and he starts massaging your shoulders? I'm asking. I need you to give us a question.
No, I had the Jewish boss, store owner, who I worked for, and he would do stuff like that.
To you?
To everybody.
What did you do?
5 of us there. His name is Sam. And Sam would walk by and be like, hey, man. He was like, and I'm like, hey. And they called me, said I had a phobia. And because I explained to somebody that's creepy. But what I've learned in other cultures white cultures is that they play them little games like that and they think it's funny. And I had to explain to him in black culture, that's not funny. Like, that's not cool. And he stopped. But, you know, they play with each other, tap each other's private area and be laughing and joking. Like, I don't play like that.
Yeah, I don't. Dr. Lovey says I don't think the shoulder massage was anything serious. It just felt strange. And Cheryl is hilarious. She said maybe Jay is considering going into sports medicine. However, Naeem looks like he works out, but maybe not like he plays actual sports. He does look like he works out all the time.
No.
Not like he's got, like, you know, football player shoulders or nothing that you would have to get in on. God bless them. Maybe they're good friends. I was just like, I can see it. I'm gonna say this, and then we'll move on. I could see it if something had happened, and maybe Naeem had gotten to talk. You know, maybe like Rose had went at Naeem. Something happened to where you're trying to let them know, man, we got your back. You good. Man,
let me tell you something. Leslie had sciatic nerve pain. And if anything, it's a bunch of women in here. Y'all need to get over here and do this. Don't.
Yeah, that was weird. That was, yeah. Naeem had a gym. Yes. Okay. Let's continue on with Jay and Kiara. I thought the fact that she is in another relationship 2 months after the show aired meant, I do hope it's not with that guy that.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't even think about that.
I hope it's not him. We gonna hope that it's not.
I forgot all about. I doubt it, but
I doubt it. But whoever she's with, they're not gonna like that dude.
Oh man, I forgot all about that.
All right, let's move on to the couple that they really made Cisco and Taye like the star. They played the music with them. I was like, yo, they really made them like the star.
They made them look like Luke and Laura from General Hospital. Yes,
they did. They did. I was like, okay, all right, okay. They set it up like that. That must have been the couple they were rooting for from the jump. You know, like to make it all the way to the end. I'll let you go, Mo. What did you feel about how things grand opening, grand closing with Cisco and Taye?
I think we had the feeling the whole time, and we really tried to give, if anybody, grace was Taye. Grace and understanding what Tommy had on her. But I will say, I think she was more worried about what everyone else would think, opposed to what he thought. I mean, or what she felt. And I don't know if that's necessarily bad all the time, if they know you.
Right.
Family, like those people. Now the outside people, but if your people know you, like homegirls people know her, like, or you know, when you had your family there and they're telling you your patterns and what you keep falling into. So am I shocked? No, because I think other people's opinions really, really, really weighed on her. But you know, his whole thing with his career's first, obviously. I mean, at some point, and I don't know how old this brother is, but I'm assuming
I'm pulling it up.
Early 40s, maybe mid 40s.
No, hold on. Francisco is 41. He looks older than 41.
He does. It's the great. But so at that point, if you stop moving the other things as a career and this is a hobby, something you do on the side, that's one thing. But your first priority is living. And then I don't know if there's any children involved in these things. And that would concern anyone. So I'm not mad at any woman feeling that way. If anything, I do think she's right. Like, I'm not mad at her, and I think she's disappointed. But is it based on what other people think or how you feel? And that's the tug of war, I think. What do you think?
I don't think it was. I think that she really wasn't comfortable with it from the jump. I don't think it was because of other people. I think it was because that intuition in her was like, something ain't right. I also want to say this. Cisco is 41 years old, and he is a Philadelphia Housing Authority liaison, or at least that's what his the notes from OWN say. It's one thing if the dude is working, but she said that when she was asking questions, he quit paying jobs to go do a modeling job. And a modeling job at this point in his life is not going to pay. So to me, it's not really about him really trying to, really grinding it out, because he said, you remember on the show, he kept saying, well, if he had the woman in his life, he was going to work harder, he'll get it together faster. How, sir? If you're trying to be a model and an actor, that's not going to go according to opportunities. And so I don't think that I think that she was ignoring the voice inside of her because she was attracted to him and she wanted to, she was excited about the show. But I think all along, and when she came on, she told us that she was not going to make a decision. She was not going to be the type of chick that was cool paying bills and doing what Tommy suggested his wife did when they were in college. She said she was never going to do that. So I feel like when I hear if I hear a man say, I'm willing to work any job, I'll work at McDonald's, I'll work whatever. I just want to make sure I can take care of my woman. That's one thing. I respect that. What I don't respect is I'm going to quit and go be a model. Now, I respect that, but if you do it, I don't want to be with you. You go chase that on your own. And then you come back. And I think that's what all the women were trying to say. Like, hey, he needs to not be on this show. He came on the show because it was an opportunity for his career. He did not come on the show because he was serious about finding love. Because no girl, if you live in a room and you don't even have a car, you have nothing to bring to a woman at all. Why would you even be trying to? So he came on that show. He wanted to go to the very end, and he wanted to use this as a springboard for his acting and modeling, which meant Taye did the right thing. I just think she probably shouldn't even have said yes at the very end, because there was no way that was going to work. And I think after we talked to her, I think a lot of women were giving her a hard time, thinking that maybe she was caught up, but she was never caught up. She was never going to do that. She was actually a really level-headed woman. And I feel like with him, I thought at first, because of the tears and stuff, maybe he was really trying, but he doesn't want a relationship. He wants to be a superstar. So there's nothing wrong with that, but just don't involve a woman in that. And then his defense, when he was like, well, she said that I mooch off a woman. If I was doing that, I would have mooched off of you. First of all, that's not a defense, sir. I'm not going to let you mooch off of me. So that's not a defense.
I'm glad you. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Like, dog, that's not I don't know why you said that.
And another woman probably did let him do that. If a woman sees you have these dreams, but you're 41 years old, any woman that is willing to support those dreams is a sugar mama. She's not a girlfriend, because you're not bringing anything to the table. It's not like you're trying. You're trying to use her to chase your dreams, and that's not right. You should get it out the mud. And then when you get to that level, then you go find a woman. But don't make a woman struggle with you because you haven't been able to get your dreams in the time of life that you've been allotted. That's not fair.
Hey, Crystal just said it. It gets no more real than that. And like chasing your dreams don't make you a bad person. Mm-hmm. But when you start to bring somebody else into it that has different expectations and needs you to be there, and then guys asking, she's 1000% right, and that's what it is. He knew. I mean, there are some men that will be like, listen, if I can get the woman of my dreams, then, because a lot of times that's why they're doing it anyway. That's why we do a lot of what we do. When you ask guys, you think it's money. Guys, it's all boils down to women. Even I thought it was about women and money. And then I realized that they only want the money to get the women. So it goes back to females. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, once you conquer that, then what? you gonna go out here like him and chase this thing and quit this, and she's relying on you to be the man and stepping up. And even if she makes a sacrifice for a moment, these are, I don't know if people are aware of how this stuff acting and modeling goes. It's gig by gig. In between gigs, you are unemployed. And I don't know if you ever chased a entertainment check. That's what it is. It's a lot of chasing sometimes. They don't always come on time. It's a lot
of sometimes just don't come.
Or just don't come. So, you know, unless you get them big checks and it can hold you over for years, and they ain't getting those type of, it's gig to gig. And in between gigs, you are unemployed, especially modeling.
And then modeling, let's be honest, there's not a whole lot of
black
male gray models that are getting paid. We saw, I would think, you know, we did together, the channel and I did King's Court.
Okay.
Tyson Beckford is the only male supermodel I know. Do you know any other male supermodels that you can?
He was the first black and still is the only.
So I know he's making money because he actually does runway, right? Tyson does runway for shows where he's the only black model, and it's a bunch of, you know, European 6'2" models. Cisco is not that type of model. So I think he's a good looking man, which makes him feel like he definitely is has a very different look. And I've seen him on, I know he's in a, you know, we've seen on his page, he has some movies, but the Silver Fox Crew and all that stuff doesn't pay. That stuff does not pay. So I'm saying, unless you're doing runway model, and even then, to Mo's point, it's gig to gig, but he's not even going to be able to do that because he's too big. Tyson is very lean compared to Cisco, and Tyson is the only one. So if you want to, and I'm not saying he can't act, but, and maybe Tyler Perry will give him a job. I definitely could see him in a Tyler Perry film. But even then, we live in Atlanta. There's a lot of Tyler Perry actors that cannot.
I'm not going to say the brother's name, but there was a guy that you and I know, you know more than I do, who wound up being on Love and Hip Hop, struggling. I think he's on some Tyler Perry stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Scrappy's ex? And he was like, "Hey, baby, you got the card?" And she deaded him because he was just broke, you know,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, model, I ain't gonna say his name.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. It's just that you can be. Let me tell you something. If Taraji P. Henson could say that her money wasn't right, and she's A-list, and she's been doing this for over 30 years, then that money may not, you starting off and all this stuff may not be right. And the thing about it is, Taye said she wanted to have children. And to her girlfriend's point, all the girls that had her back, you're not going to be able to have kids. You're not going to be able to afford kids. You're not going to be able to afford to support me, support us. Even if, because Taye said she was willing to go 50-50. I applaud her for that. She's like, I'm not looking for a man to pay all my bills, but you gotta carry some weight. You can't be, it's my car, you driving my car to your gigs. No, you're not driving my car to your gigs. If you want to go to your gigs at 41, that's cool. Do that on your own time. But don't, and because what's gonna happen is, you're going to bring a woman into it. You're going to use her, because any woman that you really want to be with is not going to deal with that. You're going to use a woman to get to where you want to go, and then you're going to trade her in and get the woman that you really want. And ain't nobody trying to sign up for that. And really, I don't even respect you as a man if you would do that. To me, this is my opinion. Not that he would care anything about what a woman like me would say. But I don't respect a woman that would use a man, sleep in a woman's bed, use her car, drive her, put mileage on her car. I know people that do it. I don't respect them. Yeah, I know somebody right now that was on Rated Love. I ain't gonna say nothing else. And they did not advertise the fact that they were broke. Driving this chick's car, don't have any of the things that they said. I don't respect that. You're not a man. And then you're going to have the nerve to want somebody to follow you? Negro, please. You need to follow me. No. So no. You cannot do that. So I think she was I'm not saying what season because I ain't gonna put this person out, but I'm just saying it happens. And I don't respect men like that. If you're gonna do it, then do it on your own. Just like all these single mothers out here that do it on their own. Do it on your own, sir. Do it on your own. And then get where you want to go. But don't bring a woman down with you in that foolishness because you have decided that you're owed this dream. Because guess what? Nobody is promised the world. God does not owe you a superstar life. So what if you get to 50, 55 and you realize it's not for you? Then what?
That's a fact.
So go find it, but don't bring that woman down. She wants to have children. She's worked her behind off to get the job that she's very successful. Leave her alone, man. Go chase some dreams.
If y'all don't listen to nothing else that Crystal just said, fellas wise, that was directly to y'all. That's a fact. Woo. Just got real.
And he didn't even say anything. What do you think about the fact that he didn't really have nothing to say tonight?
What could he say? Hey, you ain't got no argument. Once that's laid out on the table, you have no argument. Anything you gonna say to try to rebuttal that, you're gonna sound stupid. Ain't no bust to that. You just take it on the chin, and that's it. But hopefully take it and learn from it and build from it, and and not just listen and blow it off. Like, hey man, once you get of a certain age, life moves. I mean, he's well over that age. This stuff is moving fast, man. This stuff.
I'm driving your car if I want to. Okay, babe, but you bought the car, so you can definitely drive it. But I'm just mentioning, but he did buy the car, so he could drive it if he wants to because he bought it. But the thing about that is, though, I will say this about Taye. I give her credit because she still showed him respect. Tonight, she showed him respect. When she was on our show, she showed him respect. She said he treated her well. Now, of course, we know it was easy to treat a person well with the show's money, right? So they paid for the dates and he did that. But she appreciated the fact that he made her feel like she was a princess. She was the only one.
But what else are you going to do? When I was popped and I was out here moving like that, not living off of them, but just, I was staying there with a couple houses. But I'm just saying, when you moving like that, you're going to be extra. Of course you're going to, he's such a gentleman. Of course he's going to be such a gentleman. What else is he?
How you really know he's a gentleman when he's on his feet and when he get that movie role and he's doing red carpet and then we gonna see what the real character is. Right now he's down. He's down bad.
He going to do extra. I remember Crystal. I was staying at this girl's house.
I was just thinking of this story.
Crystal, we was headed some. I don't know. I was outside cutting this lady's hedges.
He was out there with the big scissors, and I was like,
"Hey, listen,
what are you doing?"
And I didn't live there, but I did stay a lot of nights.
Mo was out there cutting her hedges, y'all, and then he was like, he was handyman inside the house. I didn't even know that Mo was handy. Who knew?
But she got so comfortable with it when me and her ended, and then somebody was coming to her house to do something. She asked me, could I get there whatever the case may be. But what I'm saying is, it's easy to be that way with how she took it. Well, he was just, because you got to balance it out with what you don't have and the stuff
that's trying to distract her from the fact that she's paying all the bills.
I mean, well, she won't pay none of my bills. But what I'm
saying the woman, because a lot of times the woman is expecting the man to help, but it's like, okay, I don't have the money, but I am you were trimming hedges. You were yards.
Overcompensate on the free stuff.
You would go and get the oil changed, sir.
Listen, you gotta get in where you fit in. If that's what I know. But
Hussein do again? Hold on. Let's read some more of these own notes. Hussein is 42 and is a Adidas visuals manager. Now,
well, I did hear in the interview he had a clothing line, and they didn't want him to like promote that.
Yeah, that's lame. They should have let him promote his clothing line.
They even showed some stuff and showed it, but they never put it out.
Now I know they do that because Shay, Shay has a shop, right, and they shot in her shop, and she said some of the other people that had stuff, they didn't allow them to show their stuff. So that's not fair. But I did hear when he was in that conversation with Rose, him saying that he does like the interior design for the marketing for the Adidas models and stuff, the mannequins and stuff.
Right.
And then did y'all see Rose was like, oh, I like interior design. She just say whatever she think was going to get. She thought that game was going to work. This is another thing. Women, you got to know that men are not as dumb as they act. They will let you talk just because they want what they want. Like, women don't know that. He would say to him, well, I like interior design. He just like, what's the right Mo, what's the response when they doing all that talking? Oh, you know what? I like interior design too. I think that is so cool that you do interior design.
What?
Word. Oh my God, you're probably such a good dad. I really love that about you. Like that, I think that is so cool that you are such a good father. And I would love to come and, see how you are with your son. Come to one of his games. Definitely would love to do that.
What? What's it?
And see, they just letting you talk. They not believing it. They know you running game. They can see through the game.
Yeah, what do we want to do? Scare it away? No.
I'm just saying, women, please don't think that they're falling for the game. Sometimes they're just setting you up to fall for it. And she said that thing about the interior design. I was like, girl, he knows that you just talking. Don't do that. Then later she was like, well, I know that my connection is so much deeper than all the other women's connections. You never know that, baby girl. You never know. The only way you know that your connection is deeper than the other women's connections is if he has asked you to be his wife.
I got a question.
And even then, sometimes, hey.
We seen, hopefully, if y'all haven't seen it, please go and check out last week's interview on Thursday with the brother Naeem.
Yes.
And part of the reason why I'm saying that is because that Naeem mentioned he's thinking about he's going to take the firefighter's test.
He said he took it 3 weeks ago.
Oh, he took it. Pardon me. He took it 3 weeks ago. Okay, cool. Now, what influence do you think that was based on, DeAndre or Cam?
Let's look up Naeem's job.
Say what?
I'm just going to the notes. Naeem, 42, nutrition bar gym owner. Nutrition bar / gym owner.
Okay. And he told us Thursday that he no longer has the gym.
Because he did not do the lease.
But it was overwhelming. There's too many people.
It was too many people.
A problem in business before. I never heard a problem.
But he said he's open to any opportunities.
Y'all put that puzzle together. And what y'all get from that?
He said, can I tell you what I think?
Tell me.
I think Cam, an unlikely suspect, had the most women this season.
Oh no, why do you think that though?
I think it's because Cam has benefits. Cam has a steady paycheck. And Cam, you see, Cam had on a full coordinating, tailored suit because Cam has a check.
No kids.
And at the end of the day, I don't care what you look like. Women are attracted to a man who has a steady check and benefits. Someone asked me to go to my notes on Khalil. Because I feel like Khalil has a job. I feel like the suits let you know if what the person has.
That's a great point.
The suits, what they had on, let you know.
Or the maturity level too.
Yes. Word indeed. Indeed.
What?
Mo used to do that all the time. I tell y'all, when I would hear him on the phone and I hear that word, I know some woman's mouth was just a going.
When you drag it out slow, now if it's real, it's not dragged out. When you want some bullshit, it's slow.
So Khalil is a roofing company VP, and I believe that. I do believe that. His suit was coordinating. All the pieces went together. He always has a suit on. It doesn't seem like it's a stretch. Cam does have a nice body, but we don't know how tall he is. And firefighters, I do want to know if Cam is in a calendar.
I would assume so, just because. Yeah, I would assume he is. And feel free, ladies, to go look that up.
But I think people might say Cam speaks well. I think that, at the end of the day, a man who has his own business together, his Crystal stopped reading the notes. They use ChatGPT to make up jogs. Hey, this is what Owen sent me, okay? I'm just reading the notes. Oh, hold on. Someone has something I want us to dig into here. Crystal, but something is fishy. Cam said he owned a house, but Rose said she helped him move out of an apartment. Deandra said he was part-time, and the firefighter is like being a volunteer. And we're home.
He could have been moving into, and I know the house, but he could have been moving. And then some people refer, I'm going to my house. They don't say I'm going to my apartment.
He could have meant he might not have meant that he had a house.
Thank you.
He might have meant that he had that was his home.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. I gotta let my honey bunny in the house.
Yeah, like when you say that, if I say I'm going home, I live in an apartment, right? I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. And I say I'm going home, it doesn't mean I'm going to a home, I'm going to my apartment. It could be that, or when he was with Rose, he moved into a house. Possibly. I don't know. But we'll see, man. We'll see. But I will say this. In the process of, like we talked about, they said it was 2 months from the last taping to the reunion. And I still don't even know when the reunion was. But everything's all shot at Crystal's back. There we go. You good?
Yeah. Just open the door. Yeah. What were you saying about the reunion?
No, I was just doing like the timeline. The reunion is 2 months after the final taping, correct?
After they start taping, yes.
Okay. So a lot can happen in 2 months. I mean, you got to figure if they're calling each other's boo in 6 weeks, then in 8 weeks, which is 2 months, then for old girl to have a man already, it's not really far-fetched, but it does seem like there's monkey branching involved.
I think there's monkey branching. But why would Rose be going to help him move?
I mean, you know how you tell a woman you're about to move and possibly decorate. They want to put in the hand and not really move, but once you get settled in the place, you might want to do another scheme to your color scheme or whatever, and they want to help. I've been in those situations. They want, but yeah. That's the only help I can see. It ain't like she's gonna pick up a couch or nothing.
I'm saying, I'll be like, wait, you need me to call the people and organize the move? I mean, what am I gonna do? Anyway, demonstrating she's wife material, I guess, but without him being your man.
Which is dope. You know, as much as we don't like roles and stereotypical roles in relationships, you know, like I'm the person, I don't have patience for clerical and administration process of things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm better, but I really don't. Especially now, QR code this, sign up for this, write this. I just don't. I like to physically do stuff. I get stuff done faster, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean if I have a woman in my life and she's helping me, doesn't mean that I'm using her for that or she's the secretary of my life, because it might be something on the other end she doesn't like doing, but I will help her. And
like moving.
Like whatever it could be. But
yeah, I'm just saying there's certain things that men do and certain things. Maybe she was helping him pack. I don't know. But still, it sounds like she thought they were in a relationship.
I thought somebody did say relationship at some point.
They did, but then she just tried to but then it's so funny because you had all these negative things to say about him, but yet you were over there helping him move. So it's kind of like, this is my thing. If he's such a bad person and you don't want Sahar to talk to him, you don't want anybody else to get you don't want Angie to talk to him. You want to make sure that Angie doesn't want to talk to him. Angie coming and giving to Will Smith, keep my name out your MF mouth. Like, you doing all this, but yet you were over there helping him move. He can't be that bad. He can't be that bad of a person. He can't be that controlling.
And you know how you know
that?
Because most people, I mean, that's the one thing, even your closest, people hate moving.
They do.
It's like, that is the worst.
But I'm just saying, like, when a woman does all that, if a man doesn't choose you and then you get with him anyway, then you are trying to warn other women to stay away from him. Women don't need you to warn them because he may not have the same relationship with them that he had with you. You going through talking about who's Alexis, who's this, who's that. Nobody that's not your job. That is just like you had to find out, let them find out. It's like a dude. Imagine if a guy did that. Imagine if when Eddie tried to holler at Deanna, imagine if Khalil was like, nah, Eddie, don't talk to her. She's blah, blah, blah. It's Hussein, right? What? We would have killed him. We would have crucified him.
Great point.
Why are you doing that? If she want to talk to him, let her talk to him. Hell, if anybody, he probably would treat Sahar different because he actually liked her more than he liked you.
Right. But different people, different results and how much they like you. So you really can't go on that. You're right.
I want women to stop doing that. Stop trying. It's a whole Facebook group of women telling other women to leave men alone. Men that they're still dealing with. I'm being biased. How am I being biased? Who's lying? Cam? Was he? We don't know that. We don't know anything. Rose had no receipts. She said he had a baby on the way. That is a very bold statement to say with no receipts. She said that she saw a test. You're going through his phone. You don't know when that test was. Like, I'm not being biased. She's wrong.
You can look what she did with Hussein in the whole jail thing. And then you still believe stuff that come on, man, stop. Come on.
And just the fact that you want all the guys to be, you don't want none of the guys, none of the girls to talk to none of the guys. You just mad because and I'm gonna end it with the whole idea of I was robbed of my happy ending. So since I can't be happy, I don't want you getting with her. I don't want you getting with her. I don't want you. No, that's ugly. That is ugly. Super ugly. But I mean, it just shows that we need some help, that there's some pain, and she needs maybe a conversation with a therapist, maybe some medicine. I'm just saying that way. And I'm not saying Cam is not lying, but what we do know is Cam can only do what you allowed him to do. How did he lie over and over again? We don't know. We don't know about his exes. We don't know none of that.
She lied on Hussein, dude.
She lied several times and lied with Cam because she got mad because he did not tell her that he was going to stay with Sahara, but you knew that Sahara was his number one because you said that he stood up for her and you were sleeping with Hussein. You don't get to sleep with somebody and then tell somebody else who they should or should not sleep with. You cannot do that.
That part.
I know men try to do it, but it doesn't even work for them. And it definitely not Hussein lied about his hairline. Stop. You know what? Nola, that's not right.
That's funny, by the way.
I don't think Hussein was lying. I think that's what Tammy was like. She was mad at him because he didn't like and he didn't want to keep moving forward with her. She was furious with her.
But for some people, after you had SEX,
yeah,
that's you see what I'm saying?
I think for most women who actually are still in touch with their femininity. But this is the thing, ladies. We are responsible for our own bodies. We are responsible for our own bodies. So if you give someone access to your body and he has not proven himself worthy, you cannot get angry at him afterwards. You are responsible. And that's a hard pill to swallow. But guess what? That's just part about being a grown-ass woman. Every woman in this chat, every woman who watches this replay is responsible for her body. And if you choose to open your legs for people to try to win them over, and they take advantage of what you have, and they go on about their way, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Now, if he's lying to you and deceiving you, is he wrong? Yes. But at the end of the day, who is responsible for your pocketbook? Who holds the keys to your pocketbook? You do.
Well, I'm gonna talk about a literal pocketbook. Man, if you spend that 200, 250 with 300, whatever it is, thinking that you're gonna get some and it don't pan out, that's on you. I know you pray and you put on the colognes and you go to the barber and you get lined up and you do your thing, hoping it's gonna be a good night for you with a happy ending. And sometimes that ending is not always happy. It doesn't mean that she's wrong. It doesn't mean that you can't build something. But if you're going there with that intent and that intent only, brother, that is on you. That is really, really on you. You know, there's nothing wrong with going for the ice cream. There's nothing wrong with a step, but have your boundaries. If she really likes you, she'll eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in the park. And I'm not saying you do that. I'm just saying if she likes you, she doesn't care what you do. It's about your time. And I would say put in effort, though. It's like, y'all want to meet her, I don't care what it is. Go out, spend a couple dollars. They don't have to be expensive. But be fair and show her some initiative and put forth some effort. It ain't
Nola said Gail would never, Mo. And she's right. Gail is not going to have no ice cream in the park with you, sir.
No, let me explain something to you. Gail, if she really liked you, see, they work at that studio up in New York City where they do the news and all that stuff. They have a cafeteria downstairs. I'm not going to tell you how I know this. But Gail will gladly have a cup of coffee.
I would gladly have a cup of coffee. Bossy says Rose may be unhinged, but that does not negate the dust storm the dudes have going on. I agree. There was definitely a dust storm. There was a dust storm. Question of the moment. Reflect on what you can learn from Rose, Cam, and Hussein. I like this. Thank you, C. Rochelle. This is the type of question that is great for us to end this reunion conversation on. I would say for me, and I'll go first and then I'll let Mo explain what he thinks. I think Rose showed us a woman that really wants to be in love. What's going on? Oh, so sorry. So sorry. Oh, my husband has these flip-flops that are very, very comfortable. And so he was gone to work. I didn't know he was going to be home before I got off of here. So I had on his flip-flops. I forgot I had them on and I just got caught with them on. But they're so comfortable. Anyway, yeah, sorry about that. I was like, what is he coming in here during my life? Oh, I have one. I thought I was going to be able to take those out before he came back. But I think that Rose, there are a lot of women, that have been like that. I myself, have had moments where you really want someone to find something special about you, right? And I think what this showed us is that if you aren't confident in yourself and you don't know who you are, you're going to be she turned into a chameleon with every guy because she wants love. But I think the biggest love that she needs to focus on right now is loving herself, because that's not how you move when you love yourself. And you don't allow yourself to be used by someone that didn't make you a number one. And if a man decides he doesn't want to be with you, that's well within his right. You cannot do that. So I think that was the lesson for Rose, and I really wish her well. I mean, we didn't like the actions tonight, but I also really, really, hope that she's learned from this and that she's in a better place. Cam is not slick and we are not slow. We can see that. I feel like Cam was playing the game. I don't feel like it was about the process. I think he was trying to be a player. I think him trying to keep Sahara tied on to the very end, keep Rose tied on, keep Angie tied on. He over here having conversations with Shanice, probably several other women too, that just didn't want to be embarrassed themselves by admitting that he was on their line. I think that he was somebody that was enjoying the attention and really wasn't serious about settling down. I think that he had an edge over some of the other men, because I don't know if he's a part-time firefighter or not, but I think that he got a little bit more business about him than a lot of his cats. You could just tell that from the way he showed up. He never looked crazy. He was always on point. And, I think that I see a lot of guys like that. They just can't make up their mind. I don't agree with the way Sahara did it, but I do think a woman, and the crazy thing about it, as much as people may say Sahara was this way or that way, Cam actually respected her for removing herself from the process. He actually was like, I gotta respect it. He did. And then he went back after her. So you can stand up for yourself and a man will still respect you. But I think Cam just has a little bit more maturing to do. I don't think he's a bad person. I think he just was enjoying the attention. He's on TV. He's probably getting a lot of rhythm that he doesn't usually get. So he was taking advantage of that. As far as Hussein, unfortunately, man, I hate to say this, the lesson that I feel like I got from Hussein is you can't share everything with every woman, because he shared his heart with a woman that wasn't ready for it. She faked it, and then she flipped it around and tried to weaponize it against him. And that was hurtful for all of us to watch. So I think that he's somebody who doesn't really open up a lot. I think he opened up maybe because of how she looked and how he thought she was. And I think you have to be very careful. I don't know if he's a predator or not. I didn't get that from him because he didn't mistreat anybody. I think he just made a decision. I think he made the right decision. I think when he saw how Rose acted afterwards, then he knew he made the right decision. He saw Rose's actions and how she ran over to Cam and was sleeping with him and all up on him. It was obvious that he made the right decision. So I think that was the learning lesson with all of them. I would just say with Deanna, I feel like everybody else can look at her and see how pretty she is, but she's so busy trying not to get hurt that she's probably hurting herself, keeping good people out. Even even women who, the way her energy comes off, it is probably going to keep some people that could be really, really supportive of her, because she's always assuming somebody's trying to take advantage of her. And I think a lot of us can be like that. I know I was like that for a long time. But if you keep bad people out, you usually also keep good people out. So that's what I would say for, this season. And also, last thing before I go to Mo is who you really are will always come out. Who you are will always come out. It'll come out on the camera. It'll come out in real life. So all the people, we sat here when we started this series in the beginning, and we looked at all these people and we said, oh, this person looks like they do this, or this person looks like they do that. A lot of that is still true. I remember us saying Angie seemed like because her job was intern. I'm not going to do that, but she's who we thought she was, right? Do I think her and Khalil are going to work? No, absolutely not. I think that who you are is who you are, who you were before the camera showed up, and the cameras are just going to amplify that. You can't blame editing. Yeah, you probably wanted them to get more great shots of you, but that's not what TV is about. TV is not about making you look good. TV is about getting a story that can sell for the network. They don't owe you anything. So I think people get on this show and they think, oh, I had all this other stuff going on. And they were supposed to do this and this for me, but that ain't what this is about. This is about them giving you your small stipend, and that's what you get. And you don't get what you get and don't throw a fit. So just watch yourself so you don't play yourself.
I like that. I'm trying to go through it real quick. In the Cam situation with both of the women, I think a lot of times you can play the game till you start to almost play yourself or do play yourself. I think you try to hold on, but as much as we say Cam didn't do this, Cam didn't do that, I didn't see any of those women giving him first choice energy. If that was the case, even Sahara, she wouldn't have did what she did with old boy Jay.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's not like he had a first pick and she was all on him like that, and it wasn't. So he's trying to figure out who's really it, who really is the one, because you might have your number one, but it doesn't mean that they're your number one.
Mm-hmm.
And any of those women gunning for Cam. If anything, Sahara might have been the closest, but the Jake stuff at the house made me look at her sideways and be like, well, maybe she ain't feeling him like that. But you want him to make a decision. So that's why I think it gets I think he gets the bad end of the stick, and it makes it look like, I mean, who was he supposed to pick? Somebody that was in the bed with somebody else or dealing with somebody else? And then I go with Cisco's situation, man. It's just a priority thing. I don't think women, if that's what you're really trying to do, that shouldn't be your first priority. You know what I mean? I mean, a friend, company, but to date with intent, knowing that your intent is to do this and you're not really stable and don't have much to offer, even for yourself, because the car, the home and all that, that's not for anybody basically at the end of the day but you, especially if you don't have any kids. So I'm not giving them grace. I'm not giving any of them grace. It's just that I think everybody is learning something along the way. Tay, I'm split, because you made a lot of sense about how she was moving. I was like, damn, I never even looked at it like that. I just looked at it like she was just on she wasn't sure, and she was worried about every what everybody else thought. And you made a good point, a lot of good points. And I just think that, you know, I mean, as much as we can, you can't live off love alone. There's real life happening, and things need to be handled. And if you're with somebody and you try to walk this and wait for them, but you said the brother's like 41 years old, it's tough, man. Life goes on. Wake up, you'll be 50, 45, all these things. And it's like, it don't pay the bills. There's actors who have to go back to work. There's artists that have to go back to work because things slow. The pandemic happens. There's a union strike. Like they had the writers' strike a year and a half ago. You're done. There's people that had to sell their homes and all kind of stuff during that writer's strike. I don't know.
Still people now, even with the writers, it's still people now that don't have that have not been able to return. Writers, actors, and we live in a place that there's a lot of actors here, a lot of work here. Tyler Perry Studios is here. And a lot of these people don't have money outside of that check that they get for that. And it's definitely not going to be a big check when you're first starting. But even people who are seasoned, don't always have a big check. I said April Jones went back to being a nurse. Hell, we know some artists, from a legendary group that went back to working. Like that that happens a lot. But I definitely don't want to say that a person shouldn't chase their dreams. I think you should, but you have to do that. Know that that's for you to do. That's not for anybody else to do.
Or to accept.
That has to be on you. So I do want to say this. So Mo and I we're going to be back on Sunday at 9:00, because Taye, Kiara, and Rose have announced that they're going to go live. You guys know every year Ready to Love people decide they're going to do a podcast. They're going to go live every day or every so often. So anyway, but these ladies are going to share their stories. So we want to watch that. And then we want to come back and have a conversation about it.
Where can the folks see that though?
That's going to be on Instagram, I believe. It's on their Instagram pages.
Who are all of them going?
All three of them will be on Instagram. So 7:00 on Instagram, and then 9:00 we will talk. And what I'm going to say, I'm going to put this energy out. I'm going to hope, because I believe that as women we grow and we mature, and there's been some time. So I'm going to believe that Rose has grown and that she's going to take accountability for what she did wrong. And I'm going to believe that the conversation is going to be elevated from what it is now.
I don't believe it, but
I'm going to say that that's going to be the case. But regardless, we will be here afterwards
with a special announcement at the end of our broadcast.
We'll be announcing which cast member we're going to be talking to next and when that will be. So you got to watch on Sunday, hear who we're talking to, and to know when. Nice. So make sure that you're subscribed. Sunday at 9:00 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be talking about the conversation that we all witnessed on Rose, Taye, and Kiara. And then we will be back. We'll be talking Sunday at 9, and then we will let you guys know at that point when our next cast interview will be. Lastly, Mo, quickly, what did you think about Detroit?
I can't wait, and the fashions will be marvelous.
Well, they'll definitely be different than Philly.
Oh, yeah. But the problem is going to be a lot of showboating and fake stuff.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I'm a little concerned about that trailer. They did not say when the show was going to start, but I knew that they already had that one filmed. Chicago, they hadn't started filming yet. They were casting Chicago, which meant they already had this one filmed. This one's already been filmed.
Woo!
It definitely looked more mature, as in older. There also was some LBC looking situations, in my opinion. Anyway, it'll be interesting. So we'll see you guys Sunday. Make sure that you tune in so we can all come back and have a robust conversation at 9:00. But I'm going to believe that Rose has learned, and she's going to come back. She's going to come back with accountability and growth. I'm going to put that in the air.
Okay.
Air. Yeah. What do you rate the reunion?
I rate the reunion 7 keeps popping up in my mind, man. 7 keeps popping up.
I'm going to give it a 9.5.
What?
I'm going to give it a 9.5 because I didn't see none of this. I did not see this coming. The fact that it made history with a woman being outed for sleeping with 2 men on the cast. I've never seen anything like this before. I've never seen a woman take accountability for sleeping with 2 different cast members and go after a cast member that didn't even try to talk to her at all. We didn't have any clue that none of the people were together. Nothing is working. There were lots of people who tried to hook up afterwards. I'm going to say 9.5.
Because it was a second date supposed to be happening too, correct?
Yeah. Well, we have Fritz and Shanice, Deanna and Eddie, Khalil and Angie.
That's what it was.
And ain't none of them gonna go out.
Well, I think Eddie might have messed up when he talked about the money thing. And he didn't stronger. I was like, Eddie blowing it.
And Khalil don't really, he kept saying, I'm gonna try to be open. Anytime you gotta say I'm trying to be open about a person, you don't want to date that person. I think she's an attractive woman.
I would be offended if somebody be like, well, I'm trying to be open to new thing. I'd be like, man, you don't want me.
Yeah, Angie just is open for whatever. She down, she's bartending and she's down, she's cool. But I don't think she really was into Khalil, and Khalil ain't really into her. I think she's very pretty, so, but other than that.
There you go.
Yeah. So 9.5 for me. Congratulations one last time to Ready to Love, 150 episodes in. We know it's a train wreck, but we have to keep watching. But yeah, none of the couples are going to work out. But there are going to be some more people engaging in intimate acts.
I bet there will be.
Yeah. All right. We love you guys for watching. Make sure you like this on the way out. Like it on the way out. We've had almost 500 people hanging out with us tonight. Like it on the way out, and make sure that you are back here Sunday at 9 for our robust conversation. And please, people, please make sure that you push good energy so that the rose becomes a rose.
I need Rose to act up. Slow down.
All right, we love y'all. Y'all have a good weekend. We'll see y'all here Sunday night.
See y'all.